The views and opinions expressed on Live at the Barbershop are entirely those of the host, guest, and caller and do not reflect the opinions of Live at the Barbershop or its staff. Viewers' discretion is advised. The following podcast is intended for mature audiences only and contains adult contents, graphic language, strong sexual content, and a whole lot of shit talking. So in other words, get your kids out the room.
Live at the Barbershop with your hosts, Misha J, Aaliyah, Black Republican, and those two crazy Caribbean guys from the Q&N show, Norris and Q. And now, the man of the hour, Mr. HNIC, Mr. Sleep When You're Dead, Hustle Now, the Magnificent.
Yo, son. What's up with all that?
I was just trying to amp it up, you know, like...
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, all right, I'm with that.
John, live at the Barbershop Podcast.
Hello, welcome back. Friday. Somber Friday again, unfortunately, for the rap community. We got to go through it again for some reason. I don't know why. That's the discussion for tonight. We had something else on the table, but I felt it was we had to change it up for this situation, just to pay our condolences to Takeoff and his family, the rap community, another black brother, basically. And how do we fix this situation? How do we balance things out? You know, a lot of us, a lot of young kids strive to be something in the black community. Unfortunately, it's like Biggie said, you sling crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. We got to change that narrative. We need more doctors, lawyers, engineers, and things like that. A lot more politicians in the neighborhood. So, without further ado, I'm going to get it cracking and get it started here live at the barbershop. Somber moment. But I'm your host for tonight. My name is John. Sitting next to me is my man Q. How you do?
What up, man? What a beautiful night out here on the Chill 5, man.
Next to Q is my man T from Tough Talk Miami. You see how that rounds?
What up, man? What up, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Crazy T.
Yeah.
Tough Talk.
The guy you love to hate, T.
Yes, sir.
This is the crazy dude, man.
Let me bring my man Black Republican in right now. Black.
Yo, what is up? What's good, man?
Spondians.
Yeah.
What's good? So, unfortunately, it was just a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? By what? Like a month or two? Something like that for PNB.
Yeah.
And now this. You know, it's getting to be, I don't know nowadays. It's like being a rapper nowadays, it kind of changed. You know what I'm saying? But let me bring in the next host for the night, the female of the crew. I got Aaliyah in the building. Aaliyah, what up?
Hello, everyone.
What up?
What's good?
What up?
What's up?
Another somber moment. Hip hop.
See there already.
You good?
See the smile?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
What? What are you talking about?
We said hip hop.
We're just loving the show now.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So, all right. Takeoff from Migos recently passed away. And we're asking the questions. Well, first of all, the tag for the night is are hip hop artists, are they a target now?
Target of what? Target of ourselves.
Well,
It's crazy.
try to remember now. Back in the days, a lot of hip hop artists was like, I don't want to say superstars, but you know, that status quo where Not to say they were off limits, because I think Scott LaRock was the very first initial hip hop artist. A lot, that's going way back for a lot of heads. But Scott LaRock with KRS-One was the first official hip hop artist that died from gun violence. And then, the ball started rolling from there. So, to look at, let's say, a Beyonce, a Jay-Z, and things like that, you don't really look towards seeing anything like that happen. See what I'm saying? Yeah. But nowadays, anything can happen. See what I mean?
It's just crazy, man.
It's crazy.
It's just crazy, man.
So now, a few fellas and I, we were discussing certain things. Like one of my homeboy, he's out in Tennessee. He hit me up when the whole thing happened. He was like, yo, what happened to people scrapping? What happened to, people just, if they had an argument or something, they knuckle it down. Knuckle games, it's passe.
Yeah.
These young bucks
no more.
Yeah, them young bucks ain't knuckling nothing now. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing with it now is that it's just every day you get up, you keep hearing it over and over again. Another rapper going. You know what I mean? Another one and another one and another one. So we're trying to ask the $1 million question now in hip hop itself. Is this a change of the guards now, where things are starting to change? Is the hip hop going to end up now like a rhythm and blues situation, jazz situation? A lot of people say hip hop will never die.
Mm-mm.
But I beg to differ. Jazz, R&B, and different blues been around for a minute, and now it's underground.
True.
And if they keep up at this pace, trust me, it's gonna get to a point where it probably will. They'll bring in another genre.
No, they're not underground. The only problem is pop music took over everything.
Well, when I say
the
underground,
rap music you hear now, it's all pop music. It's not real rap.
Well, when I say underground, meaning that
less of it is being played.
Well, here's the deal.
Well, it's not on the mainstream.
Right.
Yeah.
And white America cherishes it more than we do. You understand what I'm saying? Like jazz,
to a certain extent.
I've been to certain spots, and I'm telling you, in certain Midwest states and stuff like that, you can go into some small bars and stuff, and they are playing blues. And you look around, and you're like, see nobody that look like me here. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not getting that where you come from. You see what I'm saying? So when I say underground, I just mean in the fact that, like you said, it's not mainstream anymore. It's not, you don't have too many blues radio stations stuff. Right now, the main genre is pop, EDM, country, hip hop. R&B right now is on it's on hiatus right now. You know what I'm saying? R&B itself is on hiatus because there ain't too many R&B artists that's flourishing like that.
True.
So I mean, you still got a lot of them, but a lot of the R&B artists now, they got like a sprinkle of R&B tunes on their album, and then everything else is pop. Like, look at Beyonce. The majority of her songs sound like a pop album.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Now, when we was coming up, you don't have no Luther Vandross. There ain't no, you ain't got no. I mean, Tyrese probably at the point when he was a Coca-Cola kid was,
when you coming
the last Mohican of this next generation that was coming through.
When who coming
the Tory Lanez. No, you too. So about who? Act like you don't belong in this group. You know what I'm saying? This man's talking about who? Who you talking about? I don't know Luther Vandross.
Babyface.
You know what I'm saying?
Them Keith Sweat.
Don't act like you had them babyface shiny suits back in the.
No, but you have those serious R&B singers. Like you got a dude named BJ, the Chicago kid. Phenomenal voice.
He's not widely known though.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No, he's very known. But what I'm saying, But
Listen.
it goes back to that first thing is that mainstream don't really care about the art anymore. They just care about the sales.
I'm gonna test your theory real quick. What's the dude's name?
BJ Chicago Kid.
All right, Aaliyah, you heard of him?
BJ Chicago Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got some slow songs, right?
Yeah. And then you got Moonchild. The Internet is a popular group. Sir is another one.
What'd you say?
I said, if Aaliyah heard of him, he got a little something.
Oh yeah, he got his songs. He got some nice songs.
Okay. He's a phenomenal artist.
Yeah,
phenomenal black artist.
But they all underrated.
They're all underrated.
A lot of artists underrated, like Raheem Devon. You know,
But what I'm saying, like Raheem. All right, for instance, Tank and all of it. The names are known.
Yeah, you
see what I'm saying?
Oh, I see what you mean. You saying nobody?
So they know.
Well, because
people know them. It just depends on who you talk to or what area you in.
But that era that we were in at the time frame when Tank and Genuine and all these cats was out, Boyz II Men, you had a plethora of choices on the radio. You know what I mean? You didn't have social media where everybody could just select a song that they wanted. Radio was curating music from all angles. You know what I mean? So you had a taste of everything. You had your Erykah Badu's, you had the Trinas, you had the Trick Daddies, then you had your Goody Mobs, then you went up to New York for Wu-Tang. You had all of those flavors. But now the only thing that radio cares about is what makes them the most money. And what makes them the most money is what the kids are listening to. They don't care about the large variety anymore. You know what I mean? It's not saying like these individuals aren't making their music, because you got shorty name, what's the name? FKJ or something like that, or I believe so. But phenomenal sounds. You got a lot of music out there. Yeah, I mean that's still killing right now. If they were to go on tour, you'll see a shit ton of people show up for their show. The problem is, like you said, most of it's underground, but it's just not mainstream because the majority of people don't really care about mainstream anymore. They throw out the music and they put their albums out, and their followers and their, the people that love their sound, they going for it. Like Dram wasn't too heavy on radio, but Dram has a huge following. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing too. You got to remember with a lot of artists. Here's the thing: as technology grew, artistry went down.
Yeah.
So when you had an Aretha, you had an Anita, you had Patty, you had those are the hierarch. So those are people that are trained. Yeah. And then now when you have Pro Tools that can shift notes.
Yeah, the computer stuff
for people. When you go to a concert, you're like, yo, who's that? It's like, that don't sound like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the auto tune and all of that.
So the thing with it now is that the artistry and
what's
Hey,
the coffee boy.
Hey, you might want to move him to the end of the seat.
Well, I'm gonna have to go over there with IT.
No, man. I just need something. I need something to drink, man. I'm drinking.
Trust me, he's vaccinated.
Hey, you can't cough no more, boy. People look at you crazy.
Yeah. I do it too.
Shout out, fam. But back to Takeoff situation. So the thing that got me with a lot of this stuff here. All right, then I'm gonna ask each individual now. If it was you and you're in that space financially, you're in the space where you finally made it to where you're that known rapper. So money's not an issue.
Yeah.
Traveling's not an issue.
True.
Taking care of your family's not an issue anymore. Just living life and enjoying things. It's not so much of an issue. I'm not saying they don't have problems. But what I'm saying is now, how do you maneuver? Because the problem with it, a lot of them are still trying to appease to this hood ideology that keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
You know what I'm saying?
Real.
Like whenever I go somewhere, I gotta check in and I gotta go to that spot.
Yeah.
Now, I could probably check in some spots because I don't wear jewelry.
Yeah,
I don't carry cash. So I could probably check in because if you try to rob me, you get zilch.
Yeah.
You can take the cards, and by the time you get down the block, I'm cutting them off. But for certain people where you reach a certain status, you really got to start thinking it out on where you're going, the people you're surrounding yourself with, and different things like that. I mean, am I right or wrong? I mean, you know, some of y'all agree, disagree?
No, I agree with you. But the thing is, to me though, is I believe the real issue is the street culture. Street culture ain't the same like it used to be. Nowadays, there's no off limits to where a person will come at you. No, like they come at you in the hospital, church. One dude in New York was getting clapped at in front of 2 of his daughters. Like, dude, aiming around the girls. I'm like, what the? I'm just rubbing my head like, yo, this is broad daylight.
People just don't have no regard for life. No
Remember,
more, man. These dudes are crazy.
Who was the rapper in Atlanta? Was it Camouflage? The time they got when he had his son in his home and they told him put the son down, then they shot him.
I don't know about that.
It was a rapper in Atlanta right after the whole Gucci situation happened. Happened. Then you had Soulja Slim, situation. So I mean, it like you said, no one's off limits.
Also, some of these entertainers, you can't live 2 life, man. You can't be an entertainer and in a different thing, badness or gang related. You gotta choose one.
Yeah.
But that's what the industry want. Those artists, they're short-term investments with maximum profits.
Look how
that's all you are. You're a product. They don't care about how long you're gonna stay alive. I mean, Leo Cohen said it out of his own mouth.
Yeah, but you have a choice. You have a choice.
If you on the street, right? If you're on the street and you know, I mean, you hustling, you doing your thing, and you trying to get money to make, get your friends on, put your family on, all of that stuff, and you sling and rock, and you know the connect is there, and the connect is coming for a rapper or whoever, and they're gonna pay you millions of dollars. What you gonna do? You're gonna push the order. Back in the 90s, kids was playing ball to get up out of the street.
I'm saying
this time now, it's rapping. Rapping is the way out. Kids ain't playing ball like that anymore. It's rapping this now. Everybody rapping.
Yeah, this Jamaican artist named Ryan King or something like that.
Yeah, Ryan King.
Yeah, he's performing in a wheelchair now.
Yeah, let him get shot.
All his stage show in a wheelchair now, but he was doing good, and them showed him up. It's everywhere. You can't live 2 life. I've seen that in person. You can't.
But what's the influence that came down?
If you're entertainer, you're entertainer. If you say you're a thug, you better go live thug life.
But what's changed the whole game though? What's changed the whole game?
Huh?
One thing that's moving around to every single Black community in the world is the drill scene. The drill scene that they manufactured in Chicago is been implemented into every single Black community you could think of. Even in Ireland got a drill scene now. You know what I mean? And they doing the same thing. Kids running around with strapped up, you know what I mean, bullets all in the camera. I'm like,
it's where you accept.
Everywhere looks like the Chicago now.
Blacks are where you accept. It's what I say, come and go at night.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is the indoctrination is at an all-time high now. You can't get away from it. As a child, it's everywhere now. You even got the music. You even got that kind of drill music on video games now. Like, why is that kind of music going on a video game? You know what I'm saying? Just because they're a popular artist, but guess what? That's where the money is at. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your culture. They don't care about none of that. It's about money.
So let me.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what?
Go ahead.
This me. If I was like the Migos at Takeoff, with that type of status and life you living, man, you can't be out in public no more. I gotta order takeout. Like I need that food coming to me. I ain't hanging out in front of no bowling alley in downtown.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm not a private party.
Yeah, I'm like,
even though it's private.
No, if it's even private, like it got to be people I know.
But you know how
artists.
But you know how it goes.
But where would the security at though?
But even though it's private,
more security.
But you know how it go. Even though it's private, we talking about some hood heads.
Yeah, but Takeoff them wasn't. They was out in the open,
right?
When he got shot,
right?
They was out like anybody could walk past them.
Yeah. All right, they left because the bowling alley was closed.
Right?
Yeah,
so they was outside.
And they was hanging out.
Yeah,
that's the time to haul ass go home.
Yeah, they should have changed locations after that.
Get females to come over, y'all boy, chill out, drink, smoke weed, or whatever they do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that he died, but it's like, man, fuck, man. It's a lot of artists they do that.
Yeah.
They like what Black was saying. They need to have security, like deep security. I'm talking about ones that train.
Right, train security, not your home.
Yeah, like you got to pay for a service, man. You don't just put your homeboy on because he got a strap or he from the street. That's the worst ones you want to put on.
But this is the funniest thing when you think about it now. A dude that paid like 100 and something on a chain, right? But won't pay 100 and something on security.
Yeah, man.
You see what I'm saying? Like how it don't make no sense. Like you got 100 and something thousand on your neck. You got your homeboy.
And then you know what too? These artists, man, they like the way they jury out in public, man. You bound to get robbed.
Whether it's
some
real,
of that jury don't even be real.
That's what I'm saying. Whether it's real or not.
Yeah.
Whether it's real or not.
Be real, so you risking your life for some fake ass jury just to look a certain lifestyle, like to look like
it's the whole clout. The whole clout.
Hey, once I get the clout
and people eat it up, it ain't them, it's the people that's eating it up. And
once I get the clout status, I ain't wearing no jury. You already know who I am.
Right.
I'm Takeoff. You already know. I don't need no jury.
I think it was T.O. that put something out before where he said that all his jewelry is fake.
I ain't even wearing this in New
Chad? Okay.
I leave mine to go to Jamaica.
Oh yeah, Chad Johnson said that.
Chad, right?
Yeah, Chad said he yeah.
He's like, yo, everybody know I got money. So if I do go get a fake one, who's gonna tell me it's not real?
Yeah.
Nobody.
They gonna think it's real. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what he said.
Yeah,
no, diamonds ain't even worth that. Diamonds are worthless. It's the most worthless stone out there.
What, diamond?
Yeah. Because it's all synthetic. It's manufactured. They literally, bro, they hold all the diamonds in England, and they raise and lower the price all day long. Anytime you have too much of something, the value is down in the dirt, and they got an abundance of it. That's why you turn around, you see them. They just throwing diamonds on anything now. There's so much. That means it's just a stone. It's worthless. You got precious gems like moldavites and other stones that you go to a certain size, you're looking at like $1,000 for a piece like this big. You get what I'm saying? That's worth something. But you people running around here throwing diamonds on everything like we back in the 90s where a diamond mattered. Like,
yo, hold on. Hey, wait a minute. You just too cute for a loop. You said kryptonite.
No, it's called moldavite. It's from a meteor rock. You can only get it from Russia.
Shit, they got Superman shit.
That's why these females ain't going for no diamond. Remember when they used to say diamond was a girl best friend?
And that was a marketing thing that they put out.
Dude.
That was a marketing thing. No female wanted no diamond ring when they got married. They wanted back in the days before that song came out. That became the standard after that.
Yo, my
Blacks,
bad.
Girls only need a 6-figure dudes now.
My bad. Yo, it was the funniest thing. My bad. I just had a flash in my head when Q said that, and I had to look from Aaliyah just now. And you know what I got in my head? Like Q just walked up to Aaliyah with a midget on his neck and made 6
I'm 6 figures.
And the midget said, "What's up, baby? I make 6 figures."
Yo, that's talk, dog. It's all 6-figure now. Girl don't talk about diamond.
Nah, not even that.
6 figures. 6 figure.
There's one girl that says, "Yo, not even 6 figures is enough for her."
Oh yeah. They need 7.
No man, I think it's the water.
I got no time to be entertaining grown ass kids. The hell.
So let me ask you, the female of the crew right now. When you go out to functions, do you keep an eye on your surroundings at all time, or you just partying? Meaning that, for instance, a young lady got shot.
Man, you're asking a female that.
I'm just saying, because a young lady got shot at that, it's not really wide known. 2 other people got shot during that situation. So what I'm saying is, a female out and about in a situation or surround similar, do you keep an eye on your surroundings, for energy wise or security wise, or are you out just having a good time?
This is how female look out.
That's what they doing in the club.
More so security, I think. It depends on if you frequent that wherever you are a lot, or whether it's someplace new. If it's someplace new, then I'm definitely watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to drink and get crazy. I'm pretty much just kind of watching my surrounding.
Okay, so now let's say if it's somewhere where you frequent on a regular, your guards are a little bit more down,
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Because it depends on, people might know you, or you might have other people in there with you,
security,
that you trust.
Okay.
So it just depends.
Wow. You remember Terry Crews in Friday?
But you know what?
Coming from prison, that's me in the club.
John, you really think about it. A woman, the only reason she'll probably get robbed is she got like a Louis purse on or something, and the dude catch her walking down the street, probably want it.
Right. Yeah.
But women ain't really getting robbed like that. Like,
no.
But see, women put themselves in a different.
Man, there's with the chains and all that. He got gold chains.
Yeah, but that's the thing. What I'm saying, women put themselves in a different situation.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, all right, they go somewhere, like she said. I'm pretty sure they're in a secured situation.
Yeah, and they normally grouped up.
They go in there in the VIP area or something like that. They're not gonna really float around too much.
Yeah.
They're not gonna invite people from outside to come in the VIP and different things like that. So I think with the men, the bravado portion of it, of trying to keep it real, to say, I'm down still. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you have nothing really to prove to anyone. You are who you are.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You are who you are. Like, if this is not you, be comfortable in your skin. This is not me. I don't get down like that. You know what I mean? But the problem with it is like, so many of them, need to come out and need to say this, and need to say that. Yo, he must be catching a flashback. Yo.
He dying over there.
I'm just saying, Alia wouldn't know to identify a robber, because there's so much dude looking.
Oh.
You can't know who is planning to rob,
But if you think about it though, a lot of shorties, they go out in groups, trusted groups. You know what I mean? And then a lot of times, if it's like a normal spot, they'll be like, because there's times where I go out with like a couple of shorties that I know and shit, and they be like, I don't know about tonight, I just don't feel it. You get what I'm saying? And they'll want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But
you get what I'm saying?
You can't put on your guard. It doesn't matter anytime you go. You can't put on your guard, even if you have chains or not, dog. I never do that, man.
All right, I'm gonna say something. And I don't want to get it misconstrued, because I'm in all genres. But all right, I'm gonna go off of what Soul Chill said just a minute ago. He said, why is hip hop the only music genre that promotes the culture of jail, death, and destruction? Right? I know for me, I've been in a couple of situations in New York where, all right, hip hop and dancehall is a blend now.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was oil and water. Like, you go to a hip hop club, you may hear some dance, but if you go to a dancehall, they don't want no hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? Now it's a little different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different now.
Yeah.
But back then, they didn't want the mixture. Now, vibe-wise, And that goes for everyone, meaning hip hop artists, this and that. Because at one of the functions, there was Tony Mataran and all them. There was a lot of other head, my man, De Niro. There's a couple of other DJs and stuff like that was out there that I knew. But you gotta feel the vibes. You know, your skin moves different. You just get that vibe. Yeah. So I was at a party and my man D Life, that used to DJ for Tribe, he came and I'm like, "What you doing here?" He's like, "Came to play this party," and I'm like, "Hip hop?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yo, the Dread ain't gonna hear that." The Dread is function. This is function. Somebody told me to play hip hop. I'm about to burn it down. I said, I ain't liking this. Crowds start coming. You start to feel it now. You're like, all right, this mixture, something ain't right. Said to my man and them, "Yo, it's time to boogie. I'm gonna shoot, go to Brooklyn." They said, "Well, why you leaving? Everybody here." My cousin and them was there. A couple of other heads that I knew was out there. It's like, "Yo, we gonna stay." I said, "I don't know. I'm vibe-wise, something ain't gelling for me." I'm watching the crowd. I'm watching the movements. I left.
Yeah.
I go to Brooklyn. The party in Brooklyn wasn't really saying nothing, so I ended up going back to Queens. Come back to Queens. Melee. Ambulance everywhere. Police everywhere. Little kid got shot. Lady got shot. My cousin, piece of his ears got torn off from the bullet. My man, one bullet went through his jacket, just nipped him. It's just a vibe. See, like for me, when I go to certain functions and I see too much of a crowd and the crowd starting to move.
Yeah, I don't like crowds.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you start to see certain crowds. And for me, I go off of heads that in certain neighborhoods. If I know Q is from that neighborhood and I know the people Q run with is rowdy. And I know, here come T. And I know T Crew's kind of
almost, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know like certain heads, and when the liquor starting, the weed starting, everything start move.
Time to slide.
I'm the first one to where that exit door at. Because I need to know how far I gotta shoot in case I gotta move. Yeah. And I think with a lot of people nowadays, they just ain't moving the same way no more. The comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? The comfort zone of knowing that I'm such and such. And when I go to this city, I'm checked in with such and such. So we good. Never. Never.
Checked in. That checked in thing.
Man is man.
Check in.
That whole checking in thing is the most stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. I just don't see the point of it. It's dumb.
Stupid, man.
No, the reason why I say it is because here's the problem with it. They're telling you you got to check in, you got to do this, you got to do that. You just turn the whole state into a gang territory by doing something like that. And the problem with it is, if you're supposed to keep it, you're keeping it locally, right? Unknown type movements or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
You go into certain spots. The only time I think any of that check-in thing should be done is if you affiliated. You know what I'm saying? I don't think if you dare and you bringing money to that state by even showing up to the state, up to the city, to whatever the case is. If you're a certain type of individual and you come there and you bring in energy, you bring in money, you bring in services, whatever the case is, you're going to put on a performance, you're going to do something. You now then got to check in. See, the problem with it too, man, is that Black people got to get out of this whole Italian mafioso nonsense. They don't even look at us in any rank of no mafia. You get what I'm saying? We got to get up out of that. That's the stupidest thing ever. People running around here calling themselves, oh, yo, I'm this, I'm that, relating themselves to Scarface and like, come on, man. Bro, it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy about that check-in thing.
Our gangs back in the days was community driven. We had to be that way. We ran it like our own security because police wasn't there to secure us. We had to police ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? Now it got so stupid that people are just running around just blasting each other because what? Oh, you on my block. This is my block. You don't even own none of the streets.
It's
So
crazy.
hold up.
It's crazy.
Let me ask Aaliyah something. 'Cause when you said checking in, I got a reaction. So let me ask you now, as far as checking in.
You know what's talking about?
Are you familiar with the check-in situation? Do you agree with the check-in situation?
A little bit, but I guess it just depends.
Mm. So now, all right, let me ask.
I guess it depends on the person. That's what I'll say.
But y'all know where the check-in service came from, right?
Nah.
It was when, say, if you were slinging drugs, right, and you were on 53rd, and another cat was down on 31st.
Yeah,
if you showed up on 31st, you had to check in with whoever that was on that block, and you had to say, "Look, I got some clients down here. Whatever the case is, I'm gonna slide you this amount if you let me run, business on that." You were not allowed to do business on another person's spot unless you checked in with them. You get what I'm saying? To get the clearance for that movement, not just showing up in the area. Oh, I took a trip and I just want to go take my family to a tourism spot. Now I got to go check in.
Extortion,
All right, the
It's stupid.
It's just the same thing.
It's inflated.
The check-in situation is not so much as what it sounds like. Meaning, I don't want to use the Houston thing, so let me not use the Houston thing. Let me just pick somewhere else. Let's say if I go to Toronto, right? If I go to Toronto and let's say, what's my man up in Toronto? Drake? No, not Drake. Before Drake, Cardinal, right? Let's say I go in and check with Cardinal. So now let's say I'm gonna make the phone call to Cardinal and say, "Yo, Dred, I'm in town. I'll be here for like 4 days or something." Let's say if Cardinal is the man up there. Me calling him and telling him, "Yo, I'm up here. I'm gonna come slide out with you. We're gonna go places, chill, this and that." In a sense, it's a form of checking in, but not so much as a check-in as I'm here in your city. Please don't do nothing to me. Check in. You know what I'm saying? It's more on the fact that by association.
Those two things were different, though.
But it worked different.
They're doing goons thing. Yeah.
But again, it's the relationship. You know, you go to Detroit, you check in with Trick. It's a different movement. You rolling around with Trick. It's just the word to get out. He good. That's not to say somebody won't try you still now. Don't get it twisted. But connection-wise, anything go down, the word gonna get back on who did what. Chances are you'll get something back. Chances are. So it's not so much on a fear factor all the time. And I'm not saying for everyone. Some, it's a fear factor. They got to check in. Some, it's, yo, I'm here.
Yeah. What
you understand?
You have that fear factor where dudes are checking in, meaning I'm here. Just make your boys them know that I'm here. Protect me, cover me.
Well, that comes at a cost.
Yeah. That's
comes
what I
at a
thought.
cost.
Yeah, that's gonna be that.
I mean, your town,
in your city, yeah.
You know, you're looking out for me. You know what I'm saying? Make sure these boys don't come at me.
That comes with a cost.
That come with a cost.
Yeah,
that's the check-in they're thinking.
But see, that's where you're supposed to pay for actual security.
Yeah,
you running around with your homeboys that are part of the street that got bodies on their accounts, that got hate coming towards them. So now what ends up happening is you bringing that energy into other people's state. So now, say if your boy now see somebody that did him wrong, he gonna run up on them. You get what I'm trying to say? It's the stupidest thing. It's like if you're gonna stay in the street,
it could go both ways.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. It's like if you're gonna stay in the street, then stay in the street. Because now you elevating yourself. You elevating yourself to a certain bracket, but you still down here with the movement. It's the stupidest thing in the world. You get what I'm saying? So now everybody gotta be jumping through hoops and loops because of all these goofballs running around here with all this nonsense. It's like, when does it change? When do you grow out of that? You know what I'm saying? As a man or whoever, they like to run around and say, yo, I'm a grown ass man, this and that.
Yeah.
But yet they still living like children that gotta run freeze pops out of the freezer. Like, homie, you got millions of dollars. Like, what's your deal? Sort this out. Start a business. Do something with it. You know what I'm saying? Do something with the block that actually brings back something instead of this whole dumbass check-in, I'm gonna run colors nonsense. It's the stupidest thing in the world. And they don't even realize what they do. The reason why, let me tell you something. Federal government knows about every single individual that's running each area. They're allowed to do that because they aid in the government's prison profits. All right.
Yeah.
I said about 80%, and I don't know the accurate number, but 80% of the prisons that are in America are privately owned by outside countries. You get what I'm saying? And they make stupid amounts of money from those prisons because they take over 100% control of those prisons. And they set the occupancy rate for that. Some prisons say you need to have 70+% of individuals in this prison at all times. So that means now, whatever state that sets that law, they will rope you in the prison for whatever case they need. And where do they get that the most? In these dumbass areas where everybody's running around shooting each other over a stupid ass color that existed way before they were even alive. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a block that they own nothing on. It's the brainwashing that these individuals, these old heads that are at the top right now, that are allowing to happen because guess what? They are in immunity because they allow this operation to go down.
It's been a
so
lot.
now their money don't get touched. They don't gotta look over their back for their feds. You know what I'm saying? Because why? They're providing a service. So you mean to tell me now I should look up to these individuals? I should give them their flowers? For what? When the only flowers they're passing out is the ones they throwing on people's graves. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So let me ask the question now. So a couple years ago, Cameron, I don't know if anyone remembered this, when they asked him about if there was a murderer in his building, who'd he tell? You remember that, Black? You remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Cam said, "You would not snitch, you would just move," right? And leave everyone there with the murderer, right? So now, Aaliyah, being a female of the group and a mom, this is your son. You know about, all right, for instance, now there's allegations flying around that could possibly be someone within their camp that shot Takeoff accidentally, allegedly. Now, that makes things so much more difficult because you're a part of the same camp. You're probably family member or a close friend.
Yeah, somebody must know something.
You came out there with intentions of protecting, I'm assuming, protecting the person when the altercation went down. Somehow it went left. And if it was an accidental thing, now you got this on your head. Not only this on your head, but the fact now that you're gone. So now the don't snitch situation in our community. And we were just having this discussion before the show. Yeah. And my personal belief to it, if you and I decide to go out and go stick something up, hustle, pimp, whatever, one of us get caught and you snitched, I got a problem with that. Because we both decided to go at this and do what we had to do, knowing the consequences. Now, an individual within our community that's disrupting the ecosystem of how we're supposed to move forward in life at a better pace, a better movement, is causing havoc. I think we as a community need to step together, not so much as to involve police, but police ourselves.
Yeah, get him up out of there.
And get him up out of there. You understand?
We used to do that. We used to do that. So now,
with the situation that happened, is it still considered snitching?
No.
In the same situation that went down, even if the person is within your own camp, but shot your family member, how do you go about it now where you don't say nothing?
That would be crazy.
Because if it is true, if it does finally come out, and I guess the police finally get to it, how does that move for you? Because I mean, you was right there.
Yeah.
If we was all there, we seen it. Trust, we seen
somebody knows something. Somebody.
So now, anyone else on the panel, what's your thoughts on that? How do you feel about that part of it in our community?
I thought you was asking me a question.
Okay, I was getting to you. I was
saying, okay, go ahead.
How dare you? How dare you redirect?
No, it's fine. I was just saying it. I was waiting for him to ask the question.
I'm asking now. That's why I was getting to you now.
It's going around. So
no, I wasn't really going around. I'm just saying. I'm asking
it was just a long question.
To me, I gave my opinion on it. So I'm asking you now, the don't snitch situation. What's your thoughts on that in our community?
I think this has been I think it's a ongoing problem in the community, and it's not even about snitching, it's about accountability. And I think that the accountability part pours into everything, not only in shootings and deaths, but also in our families. With our families, they count the men being accountable to their children, the mothers being accountable to their children, and the children being accountable for the things that they do that's not right. So the issue to me is accountability, and I think nobody wants to be that person to hold someone else accountable, because I guess that's not something that's actually being learned.
Yeah, so this whole snitching thing.
So then where do we go from here?
Well, I mean, if you're a civilian, snitching laws don't fall on you.
Trust.
If you want,
it shouldn't, but unfortunately the brain wash that they're putting in our neighborhood.
But that's what I'm saying. But the problem is because once again, like I said, old dudes are using dumbass kids. All right. Now, can't say dumb like in intelligence, but they're using uninformed kids of the rules to do this, to take the fall for these situations, because the kids don't get time like the older heads do. So that's why you see kids running the blocks and running the streets and all of that. It's the old heads that are doing this. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in a big ass house, you like filthy money. You know what I'm saying? Using kids to do their work. Like in my mind, that's, to me, that's pathetic. It's pathetic.
That's always been a hustle. That's always been a hustle.
And it's always been pathetic.
They're gonna turn to the weakest link, blacks.
It's always, but what I'm trying to say, it's always been pathetic. But the thing is, the snitching law, if your people gets clapped down, right, and y'all at a function or whatever the case is, then you need to handle that inside of the family. You get what I'm saying? Make sure it gets handled, like handle. That person that did that task need to get up out of there. And if they can't go willingly, then you put them down. You get what I'm trying to say? Because if they're willing to do that to a family member, then they crossed all the lines.
That's a gray line right there, though. I'm gonna pause you for a minute. That part there is a gray line, because I don't think the individual came out there for any of that to really go down. It's just the circumstances that went off, emotions went, and however it went, and heads start. And then, you know how I go in the hood. Most heads don't know how to really shoot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They're not marksmen. These are not dudes.
But that's the thing, though. With all the gun ranges and with all the access to knowledge and all of that, we still running around here with the same dumbass excuses. True. Like, it's 2022. There's a gun. There's like at least any state, especially in Texas. Texas is open carry. Yeah. You know how many places you can go, ranges you can go to get taught with no money, because they want you to practice gun safety. It's not a restriction. You feel me? What I'm saying? So for people to just be running around here, oh, well, I'm from the streets, that's why I don't know how to do this. That's the stupidest. Bro.
Yeah.
It remind me of the minstrel movies that they used to produce, where the black dude would be on the movie like, I don't know about that there, boss. You know what I'm saying there, boss? But it's like, bro, get rid of this dumbass mentality. And the fact that we promote this stupid ass behavior, it boggles my mind, because in the end, I don't have no sympathy for it. When I see another black person that's smart and they go around and do these dumbass things, how should I feel about that? How should I then say, oh man, that's one of our own, I can't believe this, oh, and shed my own tears and reduce my energy for this dumbass behavior? That's the reason why we don't see no change. And that's the reason why they will use us and manipulate us all day, because if we're this damn dumb to run around and do this to our own, why should they give a rat's ass to change anything? They're not going to spend millions of dollars creating those services to help our people when our people can't even get the basics right. That's why I agree when Aaliyah said about accountability. That's all on us in the end of the day. That's all on us in the end of the day. If you bring somebody around that you know is a hothead and he a loose cannon or whatever the case is, you make sure, hey, you don't got your strap on you, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Get out of here. Peace. Come to the next function. But you can't be around here. You have to do that. What is it? Showing face that you got some maniac in the party that you know can pop off at any time? You just put everybody at risk. And whoever made that call of keeping these individuals around in these type of situations, you need to be held at risk now. The whole venue closed. You mean to tell me all this leadership didn't move the party to somewhere secure? Oh yeah, we just gonna stay out here in the street in front of an establishment, millions of dollars in all our pockets?
Yeah.
And then put bystanders at risk?
If people start holding other people accountable, then that's when the change is going to start, because people aren't able to hide away from the things that they should be doing. And I'm not even going to say the things that we should be doing as a culture is no longer going to be in the dark. As long as people are not holding people accountable, it keeps us in the dark and keeps us thinking that everything is hidden. When you bring it to the light is when change can come.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. There needs to be dumb ass behaviors, reckless movements and all of that stuff. It will hit us 3 times as harder than any other race, because we do not have a governmental system that will recover us. We don't have the big ass band-aids that can go across all our problems. We don't have that. Everything that's in our community is individualistic. You get what I'm saying? And every time we do these things, it falls back on everybody. All of us look bad with these dumbass movements. It ain't just one person. You see how when you got Bill Gates, you got George Soros, and the rest of these goofballs run around the world and they do all sorts of things. They don't look at it and they say, "Oh man, these Jewish elites are doing some terrible things in the world." No, they just call them by their individual names. Now, if we go out there and do some shit and we got capital, they start saying, "Oh, the black community and these reckless individuals," and they throw us all in the boat. They throw us all in the boat. You get what I'm saying? So when that comes down, when we know that this is the case, and we've been knowing this shit before I was born, why the hell are we still making these mistakes?
It's like there's no end to this, man. Rappers being shot.
Yo,
it's not just rappers. It's not just rappers. Everybody out here getting clapped.
Yeah, everybody getting shot, but in the entertainment field, man.
Well, in the entertainment field, it's like that because you see them more. They're more popular. Cameras are on them.
Yeah, I know.
But here's the thing. Out of all, we're the easily manipulated ones. We're the ones that it takes nothing for us to get on the bandwagon. It takes nothing for, like we spoke about it before, like as far as endorsements and different things. You know, you have dudes that's endorsing all these different brands, companies, and all these billions, and you're not getting nothing out of it. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, you're looking for something at the end of the day. I can remember Grand Pooh back in the days when he got on an airplane, sat next to Tommy Hilfiger, didn't realize, and then two of them were talking. He's like, "Yo, I've been known wearing your stuff and promoting your stuff. What's up? I can't get nothing." Tommy Hilfiger said, I didn't ask you to do any of that. You know what I'm saying? And he felt like, oh my gosh. But is he right? He didn't ask you to do that.
I mean, shit. Remember Run DMC and the Adidas joint? They had an issue with Adidas too. Same situation.
They did that. But the thing, again, create your own lane.
Like there's many black designers, there's many black artists, there's many that you can go and put that into them and make them into something.
Sure.
Create your own lane. Like the whole thing. And I hate to bring up, you know, I don't want to go off track, but even with the Kanye situation, you don't need these entities. You don't. None of us really do. We're all kings and queens ourselves. We're just not putting out all our greatest potentials.
Because and not only that, we trying to be a part of something that we were never meant to be a part of.
Yeah.
Understand?
It ain't our system. It is not our system.
And it was never designed for us.
It is not our system, but they're using our energy to reinforce theirs.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So this is the thing why I'm saying again, the unfortunate part of it is that the seed has been, now that's not to say that over time, but it's not going to change until we take it over.
We got to wake up.
Because as long as the industry is able to remanufacture the one that just left, it's like a toy factory. If that doll got chewed up or something, here comes another one. Here comes another. So when you think that it ended with Chucky, he just died off right there, they got a Chucky 2 coming out on the assembly line, bigger and better, coming out. Because the message still gotta go. So until we now go and dismantle it, and make sure that this assembly line gets dismantled, it's the only way it's gonna end. It's not gonna end.
Here's the thing, though.
We're our own.
No, but here's the thing. We don't even see the problem with it is that we know what's on the other side of the gate. You get what I'm saying? But we all trying to go through it. All we gotta do is just stay in our yard and build our own.
Yeah.
And let them have what's on the other side of the gate. Who cares about what they're doing on the other side of the gate? You feel what I'm saying? Because if see what we used to do back in the days is we used to build within the community. And then we went outward and did business. You get what I'm saying? Because our community was so strong that the buying power can actually make changes happen. You feel me? I'm saying we had banking offices and buildings within our communities where other cats could come, where other people will come from the outside and take loans. You get what I'm saying? Because our community was that strong. Why do you think other nations and other countries come here and they have their own communities? They immediately go where their community is set up at, because that's how they work. We are the only ones that run around trying to look for a certain type of community away from our own and other things like that. You get what I'm saying? To feel like we're accepted. Well, we damn sure know. We damn sure know it ain't.
Who's that?
Facts.
Yeah. Run to the
We
gate.
damn sure know that we're not. You get me what I'm saying? It don't matter how high up. Look at Kanye. He's like, oh, every time they say my name, they never add billionaire. That's what you worrying about? That's what you worrying about? That they don't add billionaire to your name? That's what you worrying about?
Well, he can't say that no more, you see?
Yeah, but who cares?
They take down that status.
In the end of the day, does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
What matters is what you're doing with that capital. What matters is what you're doing with that position. Who cares how much money you got? Because ain't nobody in your goddamn bank counting every dollar. Nobody gives a rat's ass. I could go online right now and rent a whole bunch of jewelry and come out with a whole different haircut, shave my head, all of that, and come out and say I'm a millionaire from Egypt. Who the hell would know? I could Photoshop an ID, I could go pay for a service to get 100,000 followers on Instagram. Who the hell would know if I'm real or not? You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna chase the clout. In a time frame that we're in right now, where clout is more important than reality, you don't think all of these individuals can build something with the clout that they got without using this stupid ass system?
That's what they're already doing. They're building anything from fake reality, and they're putting it out there on videos and look at my car, look at my house, and it don't belong to them. They don't even own it.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, but cats that own stuff, they could be doing the same exact thing to get out of the system that they're complaining about.
Right.
Because no one's checking. Back in the days, we checked on you if you were real or not. We did research
I mean, that's if you close. That's if you close. If you're in the same city, if you hang around the same people. Like now, people are connecting in so many different places. There's no way of you knowing whether what they talking about is real or fake. You can put your location that you somewhere you're not. You know, it's all kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's not. And I'm not even gonna say that it's just now. This has been going on. We've just been open up to it. This is something that's been happening for a very long time. It's things that we think we know that we really don't know. Mm-hmm. We only know what someone has told us because we wasn't there when these things took place.
Sure.
So it's all been a big lie.
Now, I don't know if anyone noticed this from. This is just me, and I'm not going into the conspiracy theory situation, but it was kind of, and I know it was near Halloween, but
It was.
Huh? It was Halloween.
Okay, yeah.
Well, all right. It still was kind of eerie to me though, because like I said, I see somebody with the Chucky doll. I see somebody with a angel, and somebody dressed like a devil, and
at the same party.
Yeah, like I don't, like I said, they put the narrative out on a lot of things. We know in the music industry, a lot of that stuff, it go down.
Ain't nothing conspiracy with the music industry, bro.
It's not.
Oh, well, I won't say. I'll say ain't nothing a theory when it come down to industry. There's a lot of conspiracies. There ain't that much theories in there. All right, because a lot of that stuff has already been proven.
Right. Allegedly. I was gonna put that.
But with this situation, we don't know what's going on.
But
with this situation,
it's just musician-wise, you just sometimes, as a spiritual person, you just kind of wonder if someone is collecting their debts. And I'm not putting it out there to say anyone deserves to die, anyone died from that, anything. I'm just throwing something in the air. Sure. That's all.
Yeah.
Because so many people want to be a part of this so bad that they really don't understand sometimes how bad it really is when you are trying to get in that circle.
You do anything, that's what I say.
Hold up, you're muted.
They're not trying to pay attention to how serious it really is. If you sit and watch these episodes of Snapped and Forensic Files, and these people killing people for $10,000 insurance policies, $5,000 insurance policies, and they're not even getting a chance to enjoy the insurance policy.
Right.
Yeah. What the celebrities are at a whole different magnitude than just these people that are killing their wives and their husbands and their family members.
10,000, right?
But you know what I'm saying? These people are working with 100,000, 200,000, 300, 400, $1 million policies.
Right.
They're working with so much more. So like in their world, are you saying those things are not going to exist?
Yeah.
Of course they're going to exist.
Yeah.
Remember
on a
larger
scale.
And remember too, a lot of these labels put insurance on their artists.
Y'all don't remember how fast
on a larger scale they're gonna do what they have to do. If it comes to that, they feel like, okay, well, he's not doing what we thought he was gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
So this is our other alternative option.
Y'all don't remember how fast Prince music got taken down off of social media?
Yeah.
Wow.
When he passed, they ain't even know the diagnostics of what happened, and all his joints got taken down. And literally within a blink of an eye, all of a sudden our greatest collection come out. You feel me what I'm saying? Selling for dumb money. Selling for stupid amounts of money because you can't get his music anywhere else.
I think only Tidal had it at one point, right?
It is a business. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the reason why he came out and he called himself the artist, because that's what they call you on your contract. That's why he came out and he said, artist formerly known as Prince. You get what I'm saying? And he started writing slave on his forehead because he didn't own his masters.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
controversy.
Yeah.
Plus, they owned his names. So.
Yeah.
They owned everything. So this is what I'm trying to say. The way you go about this is how you end up. You get what I'm saying? And we know this as a people of color. It just boggles my mind that we still pretend to this day like this is not what goes down.
Yeah,
like, are we still
they're
not
pretending? It's just nothing that they can do about it.
Seeing it, man.
We see it. It's opening. It's out in the opening now.
Yeah, not everybody's seeing it, Black man. Blacks, not everybody.
So now,
you have to think all of this other stuff is dumbing these people down. Like all these tackies, these chips, and these drinks.
Oh no, it's true though.
It's calcifying their brain. You talking, you just can talk to people. You can have a conversation, and they looking at you like, what are you talking about? What's going on? It's just they delirious. We're actually living in a zombie apocalypse. That's what it is right now. Zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, they're preparing for that too in Texas.
Nah, it's true. It's true.
Depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some states where people walking around like drones.
Yeah.
Moaning and everything. I'm like, yo, how is this not a zombie? I'm looking at these people like, how are they not zombies right now? Bumping into each other, just leaning on the wall, like.
Yeah, I don't
moaning.
know the drugs they're taking, but it's dangerous, man.
But it's all in the combination. See, the thing is America is already communist. All right, we can call it a republic all day long, but America is not on Front Street as a dictatorship or a totalitarian or a communistic country. So they got to do things in small increments to make us believe that it's what we need. Right. And then they push it forward. You get what I'm saying? They can't just come out and say, this is what you're going to get from now on, or this is going to be blah, blah, blah. They can't just do that. They cannot forcefully do certain things. You get what I'm saying? Unless it's a world pandemic, of a certain situation. Then they could just pretend all day long. Because you see, now they're telling us to forgive them because they didn't have the information. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
So, all right. In closing now. Oh, you had something else?
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, we got to be the one that sets where we're going to go with a certain situation. Instead of letting the industry and the world influence us, we got to come in already knowing that this is where I'm going to go with this. Are you going to assist me getting to that point? If not, I'm going to go find somebody else. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Instead of taking these lame ass deals, which we already know how the industry's set up. This shit is not a secret anymore. Back in the days, you had to really dig in to know about what's going on. Now, that information is everywhere now. You feel me? So individuals that are making these kind of moves, coming out because they're young, kids ain't stupid anymore. They might not have any common sense, but they're intelligent. They know the books, they know this stuff.
they know information.
So for them to be coming out and pretending like they can't do some research to go find something, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, a brother lost his life and other individuals got injured. Unfortunately, because I hate to see that. But I don't have any sympathy over this whole entire situation because it's a stupid, dumbass situation from the jump.
Sure.
Well, our condolences to everyone that was involved in this that got injured, anyone that lost their life. It's a sad situation at the end of the day. So, in closing now, I would only ask that the youth take a different route. Actually, take a page from the elders, the Ice Cubes, the KRS Ones.
They don't want to.
No, they have to, because take a look at it.
No, you got a younger route. Go to younger route.
I'm saying, look at the careers of these guys. You've never heard these dudes in any sort of drama, any
Yeah,
sort
but
of situation. Like
you gotta go to look at Kendrick, look at J. Cole.
Nah, I get it. See, you gotta understand something though. Kendrick and Jay would tell you they studied them. That's why
I get that. But to reach who's now, you have to be in their playing field. Give them examples of who they're looking up at. Because the problem is the old heads are too busy calling the younger generation idiots.
Nah, but understandable.
So they're not gonna look up to them.
But the only reason why Kendrick and Jay and other individuals, that are in that same lane, you ask any one of them, they studied the forefathers. You understand? So that's why they don't even mesh well with their own age group. You understand what I'm saying? They're so far ahead. Because the elders, without even giving them the knowledge, they took it.
Yeah.
And they made their lane.
Man,
so what I'm saying for the other individuals that's out there, you don't have nothing to prove to nobody.
Different generation.
You don't have nothing to prove to nobody. Yo, we all strive to get out the hood, so-called hood. I really still don't know what a hood is.
Different generation.
I thought it was something on the car, but you know.
No, that whole hood term came from when they used to put Jews in communities, and they had a curfew that they had to show up back at a certain time frame. If they were caught outside on the street at a certain time frame, they were roped up and thrown in jail. That was where the hood term came from. You know what I'm saying? That structure is what they brought over here to keep black people in an open plantation. You get what I'm saying? That's why the majority of hoods are on Martin Luther King Avenue, street, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah, true.
Now we understand that portion of it, but like I'm saying, for a lot of them, like, yo, you made it out. Be proud. That's not to say you can't visit, you can't support, you can't fund, but you don't have nothing to prove at the end of the day. Live your life, man. And that's the most important part of it. Live your life and give back at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's the most important part of it. Because at the end of the day, tomorrow, next week, it's all a memory. It's all a memory. So, to everyone, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Like again, we send our condolences out to the families of anyone that lost a family member or anyone that got hurt. Takeoff's family, our condolences to you. Senseless violence, man. We got to put an end to this and all come together on a unity situation that just change the narrative in our neighborhoods, in the music industry and everything else as far as the blacks and browns are concerned.
Gotta stop killers.
So once again, I want to thank y'all all for joining us tonight live at the barbershop. Aaliyah, thank you very much for joining us. Black Republican Q. I have my man T from Tough Talk Miami join us just now. I am your host, John. Thank you very much. We'll see you again next Friday, 9 p.m. What up? Yeah. Word. In the building. Check us out on all the platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Anchor, Amazon Music, Audible, Pocket Caster, Podcaster, Radio Public, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and of course my favorite, iHeartRadio, baby, in the his house. See you next Friday. Love y'all.
Go out in the world and be somebody.